Welcome to today's practice video. This group started in Melbourne back in March 2020, and our daily movement and mindfulness practices are still going today. Please subscribe to the channel. You're welcome to share this. If you would like to join our daily practice, drop us a note. Details are on the About tab on the YouTube channel. Remember that the journey of 1,000 miles starts beneath your feet, so I hope you will be inspired to join us for daily practice.
All right, welcome to practice, everyone. Today's practice, we're going to go a little deeper into a thing called Zhan Zhang. I think it translates literally as stand like a tree. And before you go running away because it's too boring to stand like a tree, I highly recommend it. There's something that very transformative that happens when you stop moving so much and you engage all your muscles and become still. And you can do Zhan Zhang and sweat, and there's something that is really kind of reprograms how you think when you go through a really intense exercise that without actually moving. So I hope you believe me about that, and we'll investigate a bit deeper. But I don't want to just stand still for 40 minutes with you today. So we will do 5-element Qigong, where we do one form for each element of the 5 elements of traditional Chinese medicine. And we'll just practice the Zhan Zhang before that. And I thought we might also go a little bit deeper into learning the specifics of how you're meant to stand when you're in a horse stance or a Wuji stance, the stance of nothingness, no thingness. And this is that kind of way to find those qualities of alertness without tension and relaxation without sleepiness or dullness or laziness. So those two things that sometimes they seem like they're a bit opposite to each other, but you can train yourself to do this. You can train yourself to find stillness. So as always, let's just allow ourselves to arrive into the practice. It's a standing practice today, but we'll just start seated, allow ourselves to land, allow ourselves to let go of anything we're chasing about today, just for the next half hour or so, just to commit to a time of practice, a time of learning, time of making space. Take our arms down by the side. We'll inhale to lift up, reach up. Exhale, turn the palms and just feel like you're bringing new energy into the body. Maybe moving that energy away from busy mind, thoughts. Moving the energy down towards your dantian, the center of gravity in your body. Let's inhale to lift up, reach up. And exhale, sigh it out, feel the shoulders drop, feel any stress and tension drop away. One more time, we inhale to lift up. Let's bring our hands, one to heart center, one to our lower belly, just 3 finger widths below the belly button. Just make a connection with your breath. Follow your in-breath all the way, give it all the time that it needs. And as you breathe out, just allow your lungs to empty, navel returns towards the spine. Just feel all the movement under your lower hand. So if right now I tell you to relax, to move from effort to ease, what do you do? What does your mind tell you to do? Sometimes you'll hear people say, just try to relax. And it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to do that. That's a problem. And the problem is, of course, the trying. So often when we try, when we strive, when we need to achieve, we bring tension and stress into our bodies. So we kind of create this double bind where we want to relax, but we have this such a strong sense of trying, of needing to get somewhere that, well, we just won't get there. And if I tell you to try not to try, well, that's the same thing, still too much trying. When I tell myself to remember to try not to try, still trying to remember. When I tell myself to forget to remember to try not to try, still trying to forget. So we add these layers in our lives, layers and layers of trying after trying after trying until we get as far as you could possibly get from ease, from true relaxation. True relaxation is to enter a state of not doing, not wondering where you want to be, not thinking about what you need, not pondering over who's let you down or why things went wrong. So today, as we learn the Mabu, the horse stance, and we learn Xinjiang, the standing like a tree meditation, see if you can bring in an element of not trying, of not doing into your practice. Whenever your mind is telling you you should be something other than what you are, you just come back to your breath. Attitude of allowing, of accepting, of just acknowledging exactly where we are. No sense of failure, no sense of success, no pride, no disappointment. Just allowing ourselves to be exactly as we are today. Every journey, we just start where we are with all our limitations, with our knowledge. And sometimes when we just trust in our intuition, in our body's sense of already knowing, this is when things might start to fall into place. All right, whenever you're ready, if your eyes are closed, blink them open. We're going to do a standing practice today. So bring yourself up. And we're just going to start. I'll actually do a little bit of body instruction, which I don't do that often. But when you stand, just have a bit of an experiment with the tilt of your pelvic bone. So you might move it forward, kind of tipping your front body forward, or you might move it back, sticking your bum out. So this is whether you have an anterior or a posterior tilt, and it affects the curvature of your spine. So when we stand in our horse stance and when we stand in our Wuchi stance, either way, we're trying to tuck our pelvic bone under a little. And just feel like it's like a cup, and it might have water in. If you come too far this way, the cup spills forward. If you come too far this way, the water might spill back. So just have a bit of an experiment yourself, moving your pelvic bone forward and back, and just see if you can find that middle point. And the middle point is where your knees are slightly bent, your lower back is straight. So if you stick your bum out too much, you'll feel that curve come into your spine, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a straight spine, a straight long spine that comes right up to support the head. Head is centered on the body. And to do this, we have to bend our knees a little, and it's quite an unusual feeling. It feels a bit like you're a gunslinger in the Wild West, or however you want to think of yourself. But just experiment a little now with that, tilting the pelvis forward, spine is long. Feel that engagement with your bent knees and feet being connected to the ground. Really press through the toes, the ball of the feet. And once you've got your connection with the ground, let's bring our attention to our shoulders. Can they ease down? Can we find that point between our shoulder blades and just sink down? Feel that spine grow long. Chin just tucks just a little bit to keep this neck long. No tension in our jaw and our face. Arms are just hanging by the side of the body. All right. So Chinese, Ma is horse and Bu, I think, is stance. So our horse stance is when we come out a little wider. So we take our feet wider than the hip width. And there's no right or wrong amount. You can come out quite wide or you can come out less. And this obviously depends on your personal kind of knee health. So let's start by bringing our feet together, inside of our knees together. We're just going to do small circle rotations. The knee joint essentially only likes moving in forward and back mostly, but we do these small circles just to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of fluid running through them, protect our joints. And then let's bring our feet out. So if you are wary of your knee joints, you ever experience any pain, coming a little bit closer. If you'd like to go deeper, come out a little wider. And we're going to also just practice a little bit, sinking our weight back. So drop your weight, drop your pelvic bone down. And as you look down, you should be able to always see your feet and your toes. So if your knees are forward, they'll be obscuring your feet and you'll be putting too much pressure on your knees. So you want to be drawing the weight into the back of the body as if you're about to sit in a chair. Take a little bit of time with this. Keep your eyes focused so you can see your toes at all times. And just have an experiment with how wide you take your legs so that you're comfortable. And we're engaging a lot of muscles here. It won't be fun, or it won't be simple. There won't be no discomfort. But the idea is not to avoid discomfort. We're training ourselves to cope with things we didn't choose. That's part of the practice. The idea is just to make sure we don't put our knees under any stress that might lead to injury or imbalance. So always we want to have our weight focused on our heels, deep into the heels. So just press back, allow back of the body to sink down. Make sure we can still see our toes. And this is our horse stance. So Ma Bu. When we stand in Yin Yang, this is when we find our Wuji stance, that same sense of tilting the pelvis, knees slightly bent. We slowly bring our arms up, fingers point towards each other. Take a moment just to relax all the muscles in your face and feel your shoulders dropping down, elbows are heavy. And without trying, see if you can find that state of the relaxation without any dullness or sleepiness or distraction, but also the alertness without tension. Usually when we're on alert, all our muscles are fired and our stress hormones are getting released. But this time we just want the alertness where we feel ready, we feel clear. So once you find this shape, just check in with your body. You feel like you're still trying to relax, see if you can move away from that trying and just allow, accept, yield. All those beautiful words that just help you come into the present moment, find some stillness. All right, and let's come out of it. We'll just shake it out a little bit. I think we might not worry about doing any warm-up today. We'll just do the forms, and I'll do a little bit more instruction about that Zhen Zhang standing meditation as we go. And hopefully we'll find all those qualities of stillness, all those qualities of not doing throughout the practice. The 5 elements will start with metal, and the first form we're going to do, we're going to come out into our horse stance. So take your feet a little wider, bend the knees, drop the tailbone back, feel the weight really pressing back into the heels. We're going to take our elbows out, hands in front of the body, palm down. And this one, sometimes called polishing the table. So you might like to just imagine that you're polishing your dining table if you happen to have one. Weight stays in the back of the body. Inhale as the hands come in towards the chest. Exhale as you take them out. You can just shift your weight from side to side, making sure your knees aren't creeping forward. Now let's change directions. So our middle element is where we hold sadness and grief and sense of loss, sense of frustration that the world has changed. When we bring our middle element into balance, we might just appreciate beauty, appreciate stillness. We might feel a little more present, a little bit more in the moment. When our middle element comes into balance, our breath and our heart connect. Start to just be happier with how things are. Whatever obstacles we may have had just become the path, the way forward. Whatever problems we have become an opportunity for learning, for growth. And let's slowly come up. We're going to step back in. Slowly bring our hands up. We'll come into that stance of Zhen Zhang. Knees are bent, tailbone is tucked under, jaw is soft. Fingers are neither spread apart nor clasped together. Just feel a little gap between each of your fingers. You might feel your arms expand a little as you breathe in. Come back towards each other as the arms contract. Once you find the stillness in this shape, just bring your attention back to your breath. Breath from your belly, from your dantian. Your arms are starting to feel heavy, just add a small little hint of a smile on the corner of your mouth. Take away some of the stress. As your monkey mind starts to get loud and tell yourself, I don't like this. Whenever monkey mind says that, just come back to your breath. Take one more breath together. Side out. Slowly bring the arms down. Let's do a form for the water element now. Take our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to take left arm behind the back, right arm sweeps down, maybe brushes the floor. Follow your hand with your eyes, turning the palm as you reach the top, side out. Inhale to reach up, exhale, let it go. Feel that twist through your lumbar spine as your eyes follow the hand from each side of the body. At the end of the next cycle, let's bring our right arm behind the back. It's rested on the kidneys, on the lumbar spine. Left arm sweeps down. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold. Water element is where we hold our fears. We maybe bring this back into balance through trust. We're embracing the idea of not needing to know, not needing to control. As you flow through this form, just focus your energy on that hand that is connected to your kidneys. And let's slowly come back to stillness. We drop into our Wuji stance, knees bent. Slowly bring the arms up. Drop the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone. As you come into stillness, you might use the stillness to just bring awareness into your body. Just allow your mind to become the watcher. Whatever thoughts come in, we just watch them, notice them, observe them. What crazy stuff is my mind coming up with right now? Always very interesting show to watch. Anything can happen. From this awareness, we might maybe form small choices. Maybe change some of our habits, the ones that don't serve us, into better habits. Change the patterns of our lives. Every habit is a choice. Sometimes we need to just notice where we're at. Sometimes we're oblivious of these habits. We don't even see them. We don't take any responsibility for how we spend our lives. We stay in our breath, embrace stillness. Maybe we can see some of those patterns a little clearer, more clarity. Stillness becomes the best preparation for action. Whatever our next action may be, will come from a place of clarity, not a place of confusion or fear or rejection, reaction, response. Place of clear mind, focused attention. So each time that we come into this Zhan Zhang, it's Z-H-A-N, Z-H-U-A-N-G, Zhan Zhang meditation. Maybe the roots of your tree will feel a little deeper. We always think of the base of a tree as not moving, as being solid. But of course, trees are always growing, always moving. It's an illusion that the trunk is just standing there. Every tree started as a tiny seed. So as we find our stillness here, maybe we imagine ourselves beyond what we are now and where we could be next. Let's take one more breath together. Side out. For the wood element today, we're going to come back into our horse stance, our Mabu. You can, I should have said this before, but you can either keep your feet pointing straight forward. If it's a little easier on your knees, you can have your toes facing out. But again, make sure your eyes can see your toes. Make sure your weight is shifting backwards. You don't want to be having your knees in front of your feet. You will just put too much pressure on your knee joints and you will fall out of love with Qigong and praying and anything else you do on your knees. So for our wood element, we're going to do the archer. We stand and cross our arms, straighten the legs, and then we're going to exhale, drop our tailbone down. One hand becomes the sight and the other hand becomes the bow. Sink through the heels. Inhale, we reach up, cross the arms over. Exhale, let's come down on the other side. Really feel like you're spreading the arms apart, chest is wide, heart is open. We inhale to press up, cross the arms over. Exhale, sink, sit bones down, shift the weight back into the body. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to shoot. Inhale, slowly come up. We're going to step the body back, feet under the shoulders. And we're going to come back into our Zhan Zhang. Check in that the knees are bent. Weight is coming into the heels. No tension in the shoulders. Shoulders drop down, collarbone is wide. And again, you come back into the stillness through your breath. From the middle part of your body, from your belly, so you're barely conscious that any breath is coming through your nose or your mouth. Feel like the breath is starting from within your body. Maybe that your lungs are breathing you. Maybe each time we come back into this meditation, feels a little easier. Like anything, our muscle memory takes a while. When we first try something new, often our monkey mind rejects it, tells us it's not fun, it's not a good time. So we have to practice. We have to train our minds, train our bodies without trying. We just practice. If your mind is becoming loud with thoughts again, slowly draw it back to the breath. Follow the in-breath all the way to the end. Give the out-breath all the time it needs to really empty out. When we find stillness like this is when our body repairs itself. Our heart rate slows, our blood pressure drops, our immune system switches on. Our blood flows, taking oxygen to our cells and organs. So many things happen when we become still. And we're always moving. We tend to be in our sympathetic nervous system. We tend to always be in fight or flight mode. So much stimulus, so much reaction. As we come into stillness, this is when our body restores itself, where we grow old gracefully with every part of our body necessary and engaged for our journey. Let's take one more breath together. Side out. You might like to shake out arms, shake out legs. Hope everyone is enjoying the meditation time. All right, we're going to move into the fire element and the form I love called carving clouds, one of my favorite Qigong forms. Let's bring our feet shoulder width apart, press through the heels. Inhale to lift up the arms to the side. Hold the breath and turn the palms over. Exhale, draw the little fingers together. We inhale to draw new energy into the body. And then we exhale, push it out. And again, pause the breath as your hands come down. Inhale to lift up. Pause the breath, turn the palms up. Exhale, draw little fingers together. This is our heart meridian. Inhale, draw energy in. Feel like you're pushing out anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Whatever the old patterns, the old habits are, feel them leaving the body. Let's inhale to reach up. Turn the palms. Exhale. Inhale, drawing a new learning, new opportunities. Exhale, letting go. Sink through the heels. Inhale to reach it. Turn the palms. Sink through the shoulders here. Press through the heels. Inhale. Feel like you're drawing in energy from everyone practicing together right now. And then pushing out all the frustrations of life. Let's do one more in our own time. Maybe bring your attention to those pauses in between the breaths. Slowly bring our arms up back to our Zhan Zhang, standing like a tree meditation. Bring your attention back to your breath. Maybe just notice how your body feels right now. Sense of aliveness, sense of attention. Maybe sense of clarity. As we become one with stillness, we become more resilient, less likely to react, less likely to respond. If your monkey mind is still loud, is still telling you that your arms are too heavy for your body, that's okay. With every practice, we just try and train our minds, and we don't have an end goal. We don't win or lose, succeed or fail. We spend so much time always doing things for our body, brushing our teeth, our hair, showering, cleaning, feeding it. We do so little for our mind. So if you have a sense of your mind still being way too loud here, maybe do nothing more than just make the commitment to return to the mat, to try again tomorrow in the way of not trying, of course. This is why we commit to daily practice, and why, regardless of where we're at, we continue to practice. Take one more breath together. Slowly bring the hands down. The last form we'll do is for the earth element. We're going to bring our hands stacked on top of each other in the center of the body. Palm facing towards palm. Let's inhale together. Exhale, we take one palm out and up, out to the side. Drop it down. We inhale to bring it back to the center. And then we switch to the opposite hand, exhaling it out. So we're just moving in like a figure 8 or an infinity shape. Inhaling back to the center, exhaling out. Most earth forms are centering forms, helping us come back into balance. earth element is out of balance, we might feel worry. When it comes back into balance, this is when we feel trust. Trust in other people, trust in nature, in the universe. In the Tao Te Ching, it says, in the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice of the Tao, the practice of wisdom, every day something is dropped. So as we finish the practice today, maybe bring your attention back to that idea of not needing to know, not needing to understand everything. It's hard enough just to understand ourselves, to bring all of our learning back to our own bodies, our own minds. If we try and understand everything in the world, chances are we will fail. So we just bring everything back home, come back to ourselves, our body, our smile, the present moment. Sigh it out. We'll finish today's practice with the opening form. Let's inhale to take our arms out, lift up, reach up, sigh it out. Inhale to reach up, lift up. Maybe your eyes look up. Sigh it out. And one more time, we reach up. Draw energy into our body. Let's bring our hands together, create a little bit of heat. And just spend a moment in gratitude for all that we have in our lives. Moving away from a sense of I need something, I want something, I don't have something, and just focusing on whatever we have in our own lives. Maybe even if it's just gratitude for the decision to practice today, to include it in our lives.